Do you remember the days where you used to have such fun times on New Year's Eve, celebrating, staying up late, hanging out with friends and family? And now you have kids and things have changed? Well, it doesn't have to be that way. You guys can still have an amazing time with your friends and family and stay up late and do all those wonderful things while you have little ones. And in this video, I'm going to show you how. Hey guys, it's Bonnie from Mrs. Mom's Homeschool and welcome to my channel. And if you're new here, I make videos to help you on your motherhood and homeschooling journey. So make sure to check out all the playlists that I have and any cards that I placed in the above. And if you like what you see, I would love if you subscribed. Today I want to talk about New Year's Eve. In my family, we love to celebrate every holiday to the fullest extent. And I know lots of families who just stay home with their families. They may celebrate early, maybe at like 7 o'clock, and it's just them. But if you're into having a big celebration like we are, then in today's video, I want to give you some tips to make it very successful if you have kids of any age. Right now, I have a 6-year-old and a 10-year-old and a 14-year-old. And we've been doing these same tips since all of my kids were babies. And as a bonus, if you stay to the end of this video, I will show you our most successful New Year's Eve party yet. And also you want to watch all the tips. I'm going to give you 5 of them, but number 4 is the deal breaker. This is the one that is going to really make your New Year's so much fun for your kids and make some great memories for them. So why go big and celebrate big on the holidays? Because you want to make those memories and traditions for your kids, because when they grow up and they move out of your home, you want them to look back and say, wow, every New Year's Eve we did this and this and that, and then they take it on and they do it for their own kids. So everything that I do is my thought process is to have a tradition that my kids can take to their families when they're older, or at least they can look back and have these great pictures and these great memories of a wonderful childhood. So here are my 5 tips for celebrating New Year's with children. Tip number 1, if you're wanting to gather with friends and family during this holiday, consider celebrating it at your house. You don't have to go all out. You can get a few decorations and, whatever, plan the way that you want to plan. By hanging out at your house for New Year's Eve, your kids are able to wear their pajamas and go to bed whenever they want to. They also have their own rooms to play in and their own things to entertain them. I know that in the past when we've done New Year's Eve in different people's houses, if they didn't have kids my kids' ages, my kids eventually got bored and started bothering me and my husband, and then we weren't able to have a good time because we had to entertain them or, figure out how to keep them happy in order for us to also have a good time. So you want everybody to be happy. And if you're home, they have their snacks, they have their rooms, they have their toys, and they have their beds. My second tip is to keep your gatherings intimate. Now, we did have this massive party one time. We had family coming in from out of town, and my kids had a blast, because my tip number 2 is to invite other families that have kids your kids' ages, because that is going to give them the best memories while they're playing with their friends or playing with their cousins and they're hanging out. It also gives you an opportunity to hang out with the other adults, and everybody is kind of doing their thing. So consider inviting people that have kids, not just other adults, because then your kids are not going to be making the best memories for themselves. My third tip is to put your little ones down for a nap in the middle of the day. So if you want them to be up at midnight to say Happy New Year's with you, then put them down for a nap around 5 o'clock and let them sleep till about 8 or whatever their nap time is. And the next day is going to be a little annoying, but it's just 2 days out of the year where your schedule is going to be thrown off. I also remember going over to my cousin's house for New Year's Eve when my kids were little, and I used to go to bed early, so this works out if you're an early bird as well. The whole family would take a nap. We would all eat dinner, and then around like 5 o'clock we would sleep, well, maybe like from 6 to 8 or 5 to 7, and then right after that we would get up and I would keep the kids in pajamas, have given them their baths and showers, and then we would go over to my cousin's house and we would have a New Year's celebration there. So you could do the same thing in your house. If you go to bed early normally, you can take a nap with the whole family, or just put your little ones down for a nap, and that way everybody is well rested and can stay up late, and there will be no cranky faces. Tip number 4. Okay, this is my favorite idea, and I've been doing this about, I don't know, like 7 years now, maybe. I don't even know. We've been doing this for a long time. I saw it on Pinterest a long time ago. And this is to make a clock wall of balloons. So you put a balloon everywhere where there would be a number on the clock, and for every hour you pop one of the numbers. Now let's say you don't want to do a full 12-hour day. You just want to, let's say you're waking up and you eat breakfast and all that, you want to start at 10. So from 10 to midnight, or if you want to just wait all day, start from 3 to midnight, whatever. Anyway, the point is you pop inside the balloon are activities that you can do for that hour. So this is kind of like a countdown all the way to midnight. So what we do when we're hosting a family gathering, we usually have people over around 8. But the rest of the day, it's still a holiday. I don't want to just be lounging around. If my house is set and ready, that's going to be making sure that gets done nice and early. And then maybe starting like 1 o'clock, we start the balloon activities. So in those activities, you can go on a family walk, you can bake a special treat, you can write your New Year's resolutions together, you can watch old family videos, you can look at old family albums. And in a minute, I'm gonna show you some of our old family albums that we make every single year using Snapfish. And I'm also gonna give you a link in the description below so that you can look into ordering one of these albums. So what I do, you know how you take pictures on your cell phone. Now we always take pictures on our cell phone. So instead of letting those go to waste, every month I will download all of my pictures onto Snapfish, and I will have them categorized by month. So it'll be like April 2021, May 2021, and so on and so forth, so that all of my pictures are categorized by month. And then when I go to make my photo albums, I can pull the pictures from each month, and then it's like a digital scrapbook. Anyway, this is what it looks like. You can have all of your cell phone pictures beautifully laid out in these albums. So what we do on New Year's Eve and on Christmas and different holidays, we go through these family albums together, and then we consider what are some things that we've done in the past that we haven't done in a long time, or what have we done with our older children that we didn't get to do with our younger one. And another activity that I love to do is I love to plan out my entire year with my family. So I'll look through these albums and I'll write down all these ideas like I just told you, and then I'll write down people's birthdays and all these things, and then we take a family planner and we write down everything we want to do for the year. So I have a detailed video here if you guys want to look on how to plan your whole year. That was actually my tip number 5. I mixed it in with number 4, but that was to take time to create a family album using old pictures from the whole last year. I want to apologize right now. My kids are having a great time playing together in the other room. Even though I have the door closed, you can still hear all their screaming and laughing. That Snapfish album, that is tip number 5. So now, as promised, here are some clips from our best New Year's Eve party. Maybe you get some ideas, and I'll talk through it just so you guys can get some ideas of how to make this grand, amazing, fun time. And I will tell you now, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you stay to the end of the video and let me know what are some of the things that you guys do in your New Year's Eve to celebrate and make memories for your family.
You made my day, you made my day, you made my day, oh, day, oh. You made my day, you made my day, you made my day, oh, day, oh. Princess of mine, what have I done to deserve your royal time? Just